Hey, welcome back to Nostalgic Network News. It's me, Joey, and today my lovely co-host, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Queen of Halloween as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure you guys have seen it already, but the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer dropped, and we're going to talk about that as well as a few other stories. But before we hop into that, head on down to the description, there's a couple links in there. One of them is to our Redbubble page, which is the best and only way to support this channel directly. We've got logos and art on different shirts, hats, art prints, shower curtains, lots of cool stuff. The other link is to our Discord page. Go ahead and join there, and if you get anything from our Redbubble store, make sure to post it in that Discord because I'd love to see it. If you ever want to hang out while we're streaming, or find some friends to party up with, hop on over to the Nostalgic Network Discord. Now, on with the news. So yes, the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer from Illumination finally dropped and gave us our first listen to Chris Pratt as Mario himself. And just kind of sounds like Chris Pratt. The trailer opened with this awesome segment of Bowser and his Koopa army invading the Penguin Kingdom or whatever. It was fantastic, and Jack Black as Bowser did a fantastic job. His Bowser voice is awesome, and I'm super excited to see where his character goes. I was really worried that they were going to make him this big, stupid, cartoony villain, but he is imposing and threatening. So that is really awesome to see. If you watched our poster analysis, you'll know I was pretty worried about the way the animation was actually going to look in this thing, and I'm pleased to say that it looks really good. There's some really fluid, fun movement, and it doesn't look like Despicable Me. I'm really excited to see more designs and more of the Mushroom Kingdom because it is a huge, beautifully fleshed out world. The second half of the trailer was in the Mushroom Kingdom, and we saw Mario shoot out of a pipe and say a couple things in a Chris Pratt-esque voice. Personally, I don't think I've heard enough of it yet to really make a full decision on how I feel about it. He said a couple lines and it sounded a little Italian, a little Brooklyn, a lot of Chris Pratt. But we'll see where it goes from there. I really did like Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. It sounded great, and I thought he was a really well-casted choice. And that sequence with a horde of dry bones chasing after Luigi, I'm really excited to see where this movie goes. I don't think it's going to be terrible. There's no way Nintendo let Illumination just do whatever they want with their property. Nintendo has an iron grip on all of their IPs, and I'm 100% sure every single decision made in this movie, down to the way they move, the way the characters look, the narrative and the script itself, all went through Nintendo. So I think at worst, this movie will be harmless. I've got no expectations other than it to be mediocre, so if it turns out relatively okay, I'll be satisfied. Moving on, the game Gotham Knights, coming out here soon from WB Games, had its ending leaked. We're just a couple weeks out from the game's release, and this stinks. A couple of official art books looked like they got sent out to retailers early, and a few people legally purchased them, and it didn't take very long for them to start posting pictures on Reddit. I won't post any of them there or discuss any of the spoiler plot details, even though I got it spoiled for me, which is a little disappointing. And one of the developers came out and tweeted, "I don't know why people spoil things, be it movies, books, video games. It stinks. Stop doing it." So it pretty much just confirmed that this was official and the real ending to the game. The Gotham Knights subreddit has banned all content around the spoilers, and the person who posted most of the screenshots nuked their account. So you should be okay, but just stay safe out there if you don't want to get spoiled. In other news, TwitchCon's going on right now and gave us one of the strangest things I think I've ever put my eyes on. For whatever reason, Megan Thee Stallion was doing a set and they had Master Chief come up on stage and she twerked on him. I have absolutely no idea who made this decision, why, or if it was a heat of the moment thing, but it was absolutely hilarious. I can't stop laughing at it. It's just weird things like this that make this community so entertaining for me. I don't think I ever would have come across just the thought process. I don't think the neural pathways ever would have met of Megan Thee Stallion and Master Chief, TwitchCon. Like, whoever was in charge of this was just doing a Mad Lib, and it was like, famous person, Megan Thee Stallion, event, TwitchCon, fictional character, Master Chief. There we go, we got our event. It's crazy. This is my favorite tweet that has come out of it. There are videos all over the place of this. I was just lying in bed procrastinating a paper, and I came across that, and it absolutely made my night. So the last major thing they had to talk about today is that Square Enix said Final Fantasy XIV is under siege by hackers. They came out and said that a third party is currently trying to gain access to their account's information. Now, supposedly no information has been leaked yet, but they are encouraging players to go into their accounts and change their passwords. Nothing may come of it, but if you play Final Fantasy XIV, you probably want to change your password. I would hate for you to lose your hours and hours of grinding. Real quick, I saw this on Kotaku, and the screenshot they used for Final Fantasy XIV had this like elephant dude, and it made me think of Max Rebo from Star Wars. I don't know why, I just like Max Rebo. So that's pretty much all the major news I've got for today. Overwatch 2 came out, and it's Overwatch 2. I don't really have anything else to say about that. Last week's episode of Andor was awesome, and we get to see a whole lot more character interactions. I am loving the dialogue in this series, and it's some of the best script writing I think we've ever had in Star Wars. Cassian's conversations with the other rebels are gripping and dramatic, and seeing the character of Luthen express his nervousness and concern in his own unique way is very, very interesting. I'm really excited for the upcoming episode, and I really hope we get some really cool heist action. We also got a much more explicit Indiana Jones reference in the form of the Sankara stones. They're just hanging out on a shelf there. It reminds me of that theory that the Ark of the Covenant is some ancient Jedi relic that was used to store the objects that Sith bonded their souls to, because, there's that whole thing that, like, the light side, they can use the Force and retain their individuality after death, and that's where you get the Force ghosts, so like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and stuff from. But the Sith can't do that. So what they have to do is essentially Horcrux themselves and attach themselves to one object, like Darth Bane did in the Clone Wars. So essentially, the Ark of the Covenant was some Jedi relic that they threw all these things in, crushed them up into sand, and sent R2-D2 and C-3PO to put it on Earth. That's why there's a hieroglyphic of R2-D2 and C-3PO, the Well of Souls. And then thousands of years later, Indiana Jones dug it up, and then Belloc and the Nazis got their hands on it, opened it up, and all the Sith ghosts melted their faces off. And that the whole Staff of Ra and map room thing sort of mimics the tradition of going to get the Kyber crystals at Ilum, and how the sun passing through that one spot melts the ice to get into the cave for the Padawans. I don't know, things just line up, Maybe the Sankara stones are some sort of relic that harbor light side Force energy, and they help plants grow and give life to the environment. I don't know. Luthen's got them hanging out in his antique shop along with Starkiller's armor and Indiana Jones's whip, and a Gungan shield, and Plo Koon's face, and I would really like to be in that antique store. We also got Werewolf by Night. Wow, we got lots of cool stuff last week. Werewolf by Night was an awesome 50-some minute special that had Man-Thing in it, and was shot like a classic Universal monster movie. This is some of the most gripping and interesting direction I've seen in a Marvel project in years. I was hooked all the way through, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. If you enjoy classic horror, are a Marvel fan, or have been burnt out on modern MCU stuff and want to feel a little refreshed, go check it out. Oh my god, we also got Daredevil and She-Hulk, which was awesome. I'm being spoiled this week. I would love to know what you guys thought of these episodes in the comments below, or if you're excited for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next episode or any updates on the stories from today. We've got lots of awesome content on the Nostalgic Network, so make sure to stick around. And if you didn't know, these Nostalgic Network news episodes are also available on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. So if you enjoy your news in podcast form while you're going for your morning run or driving to work, we got you covered. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you tuned in on any of our Anchor podcast platforms, make sure to follow on that app so you don't miss the next episode. If you watched on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our new content. If you didn't know, we have a physical store located in Florence, Kentucky, Nostalgic Video Games, where we buy, sell, and trade retro games and vintage toys. So come on down and check us out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.